Hello, everyone. My name is Sonia Kronlund. I'm a French radio host and producer at the French National Radio. This is my office, and on the back, you can see a bit of the Eiffel Tower, so I'm very lucky. My son, Paul, was in 11th grade last year when he was a lucky intern at SIP in computer science. He worked on 3D human face capture and reconstruction with 2 other interns and a great mentor. I want to talk to you briefly about what personal experience SIP was for Paul, what he learned, and how SIP simply changed his life. Paul has been mostly self-taught in computer science because in France it's not taught at school. And one evening he was navigating through the internet, and he discovered SIP, and he applied just to try. He's not even a student in an international school, and he learned English watching TV series, Game of Thrones and Friends mostly. And I don't know anything about science because I have a PhD in literature and philosophy, and his father has an art gallery, so he's really self-taught. For him, being accepted and awarded a full financial aid package at SIP was like winning the World Football Cup. It was very big, and he could spend 3 weeks on campus. And there were some of the most exciting and fascinating weeks of his life. At first, Paul was not interested in artificial intelligence at all or in facial recognition. His main field of interest is operative system design. Don't ask me what that means. He had to get quickly familiar with a domain he knows nothing about. He had to acknowledge what he doesn't know, and that was a big step. He learned that you can get passionate about any topic, provided you'd spend some time working on it and are stimulated by peers and mentors. He learned what research meant, that is working not to get good grades or just not working for fun, but having very different kind of relationships with peers and mentors than the one you have with your teachers and or classmates. Also, he learned how to communicate in scientific discussion, to share his view, to organize his work with his peers. The 3 interns quickly found a workflow, bringing out the best in everyone easily and efficiently. He learned how to write, edit a scientific paper. After SIP, the 3 interns of his group spent a big part of their autumn writing a paper on new technology they discovered during SIP. It's currently being peer-reviewed for publication, and Paul is really proud of that. From a personal point of view, SIP was also an amazing experience, and I want to thank truly Raja, Anand, and all the SIP crew for that. Being in California, which he only knew through his MacBook screensaver, made a big difference. Paul discovered an American campus, fellows of his age, how they think, eat, at what time they eat. He thought it was very early, how they have fun, party, everything was very different from life in Paris. He worked 8 to 10 hours a day, at least that's what he said, mostly in libraries, with sense of freedom and commitment I had never seen him before. instead of searching answers to his questions on the internet or when he ran into difficulty, all he had to do was turn around and ask his neighbor. And that was very new to him. The Global Showcase was a special moment of empowerment. Interns were to explore the richness and diversity of their group, and he had to introduce his country, France. You have to know that in France, students are expected always to think pretty much the same way. Individuality is not encouraged. But there on stage at the Global Showcase of SIP, he was encouraged to be himself and allowed to be different. Being passionate and thinking a bit out of the box didn't seem to be an issue. So he gained a lot of self-confidence. At the end, new values like tolerance and open-mindedness emerged in his belief system. He sought to emulate this positive, open attitude when he came back to Paris. But above all, and that is kind of a bad news, he decided he wanted to go and study in an American college next year. So he probably imagines that all American colleges are exactly like SIP and in the same kind of campus, and life is going to be the same. So you have to tell me if this is true. Thank you very much for your attention. Enjoy the reunion, and thank you again to SIP, which is wonderful.